Welcome back to Hither Green TMD in O gauge, and today's video is going to be in two parts. The first part being, if you remember a few videos back, we made the little acrylic window, scoring it and everything else. We're going to revisit that one today and get that sorted, and then we'll do a little view as to what I have done with the building itself regarding detailing and the fact that it's now secured onto the baseboard. There's a first. Without further ado, we'll head to the workbench and we'll go through with what I've done with that window. Right guys, if you remember, we carved into this piece of acrylic sheet the slots with my razor saw and my square by placing that there and carving the slots in, but it wasn't overly accurate. You know, not all the squares are square. So what I've done is I've glued this on the back of another piece on the film, plastic side, peel off stuff, rather than actually onto the sheet itself, because we're going to be using that, and cut it to size again so it's the same size. What I have done, I don't know if you can see, there you go, you can just see in the bottom edge here, I have drawn on this edge every 1/8 of an inch according to my scale on here, so that's close enough, and I've done it on this side as well, so I can carve this way and that way to give me the squares as close as is possible. But what we're going to use this time instead of the saw is, don't know if you can see that here, there you go, see this tiny little hook? It's a Tamiya fine engraving blade, as you can see. And here's a piece of practice. You just hook it on there and get the little hook and draw it along, and it cuts the slot. So as long as I can keep it in the same spot, rub a bit of oil and dirt off my fingers, there you go, so you can see it even clearer there, look. So as long as I run it over the same spot on each time, we should get a much more accurate grid pattern on this window. So let's see what we can get. I shall line it up with the first, see the two sides here and here are actually the original straight cuts made by the laser from the getting it cut out, which is why I am using the square on that edge. This is slightly out of square to match the window orifice in the depot building wall. So if I just line this up to the pencil mark on the top and then scribe it down, a few times, I should get a nice straight line, which you can see there. So I'm going to continue doing this every 1/8 of an inch as straight as is possible. And now flip the square over, do it in this direction.
One eternity later.
Oh, that one was wrong, in the wrong spot. Oh well, can't do much about that one now, as you can see, because this is the only other piece of acrylic I have. We'll see how we can hide that when it's on the the frame. We shall carry on with this side. And there we have it. One window made of tiles. Now that one error doesn't look too bad there. I'll just separate this. Oh, if I can get it in there. There you go. So that was the original window, and that was the new one. A lot closer. Yeah, you can still see the one I put in the wrong spot there, but that is a lot more accurate and looks so much better than that does. I think you'll agree. So, engraving tool for this sort of thing. Engraving tool. Right tool for the right job. So now to make that stand out, get a bit of the fine filler again, and look at that. I think that'll do the job nicely. So what I have to do now to finish this off is, on the back, when it's glued in the building, give it a spray of matte varnish to frost the glass so it's not too transparent. Shiny on the outside, but you can't really see through it. It's going to be a darkened room anyway, but at night when the light is on, I don't want to be able to see through this into the room. Oh, sorry, that was exciting, wasn't it? But anyway, so we'll now head to the layout and we'll take you through the fine detailing that has been completed. Here we have the completed detailed internal shed wall, featuring the electrical installations, notice cases, windows, doors. Job done. So we shall zoom in and have a closer look. So starting at this end of the building, we can see the first window, just a plain window. Then we have a notice case, a door into the signing on room, above which you can see the first little run of conduit through to the electrical installation boxes there on the wall. These boxes are the same pretty much as what was on Hither Green, with the exception of down here at the bottom I have put a 110 socket just to add a bit more interest. Little yellow socket there for plugging in low voltage tools. And then we have the window that I have just completed. Looks much better, not 100% perfect, but pretty good. And then you can see the conduit run continues along the top of the beam there, above the window in the stairwell. The notice case is below. It continues the run along the top, past another notice case, and down. And then we have some more electrical installations. These are all scratch built, distribution board. So again, we've got a little 110 volt socket with the little yellow cap on the end, some big cables coming in as well as the conduit work. So that is the shed completed on that wall. So now I can detail this end wall. I can then get that glued in, and alongside that at the same time I've got the water tank to detail and weather. So guys, I'm happy with that little bit of progress that I've achieved there. Got it all done and dusted. It's a job to tick off the list. As I say, the building is now glued down onto the board, which is the first time ever. So yeah, water tank and end wall, and then I can do now that floor along between the pit and the building, bring that level up and do the concrete reinforcing at the bottom of these 4 pillars. So any questions, comments, anything really, just a chat, ask what the weather's doing, anything you like, stick in the comments section below and I'll have a little chat with you. Like, subscribe, share the videos, and I'll see you next time.